For thousands of years, warfare relied on physical control of territory. Victory was measured by the dirt beneath an infantryman's feet. Industrialization scaled this conflict. Mechanized artillery and rockets allowed armies to level cities from miles away, shifting the focus from individual combat to mass destruction. Remote technology eventually removed the soldier from the field entirely. Aerial drones made killing clinical and distant, managed by operators half a world away. Today, autonomous systems are removing the human decision-maker. Machine vision and AI algorithms now identify and eliminate targets without a person ever touching the trigger. This evolution has reached a new threshold. The battlefield has moved past physical geography and digital networks. It has entered the sixth domain, the direct, invisible invasion of human consciousness. Inside a secure GRU facility, Russia's military intelligence operates a program centered on a quantum phone to the consciousness. Using quantum entanglement, the device creates an undetectable biological link, monitoring heart rates, brainwaves, and emergent thoughts in real time. Through this control interface, operators inject signals into the auditory cortex, inducing phantom threats, chronic nausea, and relentless 7-day forced insomnia. This method achieves perfect deniability. Because the attack leaves no physical trace in the victim's environment, medical professionals consistently misdiagnose these targets with schizophrenic psychosis. The strategic goal is total psychological collapse. By isolating a target from their society and their own sanity, the GRU can either recruit them as a clandestine asset or drive them to suicide without leaving a single fingerprint. Alexei Ivanov was a Chuvash-American financial algorithm developer living in San Francisco. He was technically brilliant and fully assimilated, until the GRU selected him from a database of millions. The siege began with auditory threats and sleep deprivation that followed him everywhere. Even in deep underground garages with no signal, the voices inside his skull remained constant. The GRU's Russian Spring Protocol targeted his heritage. By flooding his REM cycles with engineered visions, they used the quantum link to stimulate dormant neural pathways, forcing his forgotten native language back into his waking thoughts. When Alexei approached U.S. intelligence with frequency data and timestamps, he was dismissed. He was eventually institutionalized and subjected to memory wipe procedures by agencies more interested in studying the weapon than stopping it. This institutional betrayal is the weapon's secondary effect. It turns a victim's own government and medical systems into tools that finish the job of isolating and silencing them. After months of torture, the operation suffered a microscopic failure. Alexei caught a subtle linguistic error in one of the thousands of threats he'd cataloged. He noticed a rhythmic anomaly in the word everywhere. A native English speaker stresses the first syllable, but the voice placed the stress on the second, everywhere. This Russian phonological transfer proved the voices weren't hallucinations. They came from tired human operators in Moscow. Alexei responded with an intellectual counteroffensive. He deliberately relearned Russian to better decode the enemy's intrusions and anticipate their next moves. He developed a cognitive firewall to protect his mental integrity. By training his mind to sort every thought in real time, he could instantly flag injected commands as malware while preserving his own genuine logic. Grounded, firm. By mapping the mechanics of his own manipulation, Alexei had transformed his mind into a hardened intelligence asset. The GRU no longer had a target. They had a witness. In the GRU control room, the biometric monitors showed a total collapse of their strategy. Alexei's erratic stress signatures flattened into a calm, analytical rhythm. His fear response had been systematically eliminated. The permanent quantum link caused an unintended side effect, extreme neural plasticity. Russian analysts watched in awe as Alexei's neurons began reconstituting themselves to handle the constant flood of high-energy data. This saturation of information allowed him to perceive the logical endgame of this technology. He saw a choice for the species, a future of total remote cognitive control, or one where individual will remains sovereign. The GRU reached a state of operational checkmate. Because of a protocol error, they couldn't disconnect the equipment from Alexei's frequency. They were permanently tethered to a man who was now using the connection to feed his own truth viruses back into their system. Alexei's survival proves that even the most invasive technology has a limit. In the sixth domain, the state's power can be defeated by a single mind that refuses to be rewritten.